Hello, and welcome to Appliance Hub. Um, this is a capstone project by Group 10 for the computer science capstone. The members that worked on this project include Farhan Sarkar, James Patrick Moyer, Kazan Sato, Marwan Salama, and myself, Vasily Kravtsov. So, what exactly is the problem that Appliance Hub is trying to address? When freshman students move into dorms, for this project specifically, UWM dorms, they're leaving a lifestyle that was quite different behind, and it's their first time, for many of them, living independently. While moving, they may have forgotten certain appliances, such as a hair dryer or an ironing board, and now they realize this. So the problem that this application that we built addresses is that it allows students at dorms to communicate with each other and exchange appliances they don't have. And this is the solution. Through this application, students can get small appliances that they did not have and use them while they look for these appliances if they need to and purchase them later on. The type of system this is, it's a mobile app. It works with iOS and Android. What it does, it allows UWM students to create requests for certain small appliances that they don't have. It also allows them to post appliances that they're willing to lend to others. And finally, through the private chat messaging system, they can coordinate the exchange of these appliances. The main goal of this project was to keep the app very minimalistic. The purpose of it is to exchange small appliances between students living in dorms, and there do not need to be more features that distract from the main goal of this application. The design solutions that we had to come up with was deciding what database to use to store the information. We went with the Firebase real-time database because it has built-in authentication methods for account creation as well as transactions that we can use to keep the app secure. Our backend was initially local, but we moved it to Glitch to be remote and accessible without starting up your own local backend server. For the front end, we designed and tested the app using Expo and its built-in features, such as with the integration of Xcode, we can use an iOS simulator to see changes made to our app in real time. During this project, we hosted the front end locally, as it can be run on any of our machines, and you can connect to it through either the simulator or the Expo Go app itself. So now I will provide a demonstration of the features that were implemented throughout the semester to make this app a reality. Here, as you can see, we are using the iPhone 16 Pro simulator to demonstrate the capabilities of this application. When you open the application, you are directed to the login screen where you can log in or create a profile, which we will not do in this demo. And also, as you can see, there's a forgot password button. Clicking it and entering a valid email that your account is associated with and sending it will send the password reset request to your email where you can use it to reset it. And it works like any other standard password reset where you can reset your password and then use the new password to sign in. So back to our login page, we will log in. I am going to log into my own account. One thing I should mention is that the email you use to log in is limited to UWM domain, and as such, it will not allow account creation with other emails or signing in with other emails. So here we have the sign in. We do use async storage and secure store specifically to keep the state of the app, even if you navigate away from it. As you can see, the profile is very simple. It shows your username and a show bio toggle that, if you choose to provide the information, will show the location where you're located on and the floor you're located on. You can also hide this bio. So you can show it and hide it. The edit allows you to edit your account information, and this will make it so that you can edit your username, where you live, or the floor you live on, and you can select to save once you have edited this information, and it will save this, and you can see the changes in real time. I'm now on floor 23, and I have the first letter of my last name in. Here is the button that shows the appliances that I have listed that I can lend out, as well as requests for appliances that I don't have, that I am waiting someone to message me about and see if they can lend it out to me. So we have the My Appliances section, which is a scrollable list that shows all the appliances that I am willing to lend out. And I am going to say, oh, I'm not willing to lend out the bar anymore. So we will delete this. And it asks if you want to delete it, and I'm going to say yes. And it'll give me a success message. And now this appliance is no longer in my list. Here are my requests. I have some requests for stuff that I want, such as a boombox. And I'm going to say, I do not want a hammer anymore. So I will delete the request. And now I am not looking for a hammer anymore. And then once you're done viewing and managing your requests and appliances, you can close out. It closes it out. To mention, it's not visible here, but there is a verify button when your account is not verified. What it does, it just sends an email that verifies your account, and it will go away. As you can see here, my account is verified. So now we have went through what the profile page does. Let's see what we can do with the rest of the application. We have 4 tabs: the profile page, which I just covered, the requests, the appliances, and the messages. The messages themselves just show a list of users you have chats with that you can talk to. And you can just open any conversation with a user that you have chats with. It will be empty if you haven't chatted with anyone, but the main way to send messages is not through here. So let's go back and review the other 2 tabs, which are the core of this application. The requests board. This is where you can see not your own, because you don't need to see your own, but requests that other users have for certain appliances. You can scroll down you can filter by the user, and you can chat with the user, with the requester, to let them know, oh, I have this, it's not listed, and I'm willing to lend it out. But also, we can create requests from here. This is where we create requests for ourselves that will then show up on our profile under my requests. So here we can say, I need C4 energy drink. The collateral section just indicates that we are willing or not willing to offer collateral for borrowing this. I'll say, yeah, sure. And then the request duration just indicates how long you want to borrow the item for. Say 48 hours, although we'll never return it in this case. So once you have selected all the criteria, you can submit the request, and it says it's created successfully. So here is other people's requests. As you can see, their categories are shown here too. So if we go back to our profile page and we view our requests, we can see that the C4 energy drink is now under my requests. Okay. Now we will go into the appliances. This functions very similar to requests, where on the appliance board, we can see the appliances that other people have that they listed as public, because if they didn't, you wouldn't be able to see them, and not your own, that you are able to message them about and see if they're willing to lend it out to you. And usually if they listed them as public, they would be willing to. Otherwise, they would set it as private and change the toggle later on when they're willing to. And the format of the list is the same. You have the appliance name, you have the owner, description, borrow location, preference, which is just who you're willing to lend to. You don't want to lend it to someone who lives across town, for example. And then the maximum lending duration is how long the user is okay with being apart from the item. All right, so this is also filterable, and we can add our own appliance in this section. So here we can say, I have headphones, and to listen to music, maximum lending duration, we'll say for 12 hours. So these are the options of who you're willing to lend to. Anyone is just, you don't really care, but you can also say you just want to be within the same dorm or even on the same floor. And this is where you set it to public or private, and I'm going to send it to public. And I'm going to list this. And I get a success message. All right, and on the requests and appliances, as you noticed, there is a chat with appliance owner or chat with requester button, which is the main method through which you initiate chats. And when you initiate them, you can then see them in your messages. So here, we can chat with the appliance owner of a rock, because I need one. And you can see previous messages sent. And then you can send a new message. Hello, are you there? This is someone who tested our app, so they didn't send a message, but they did send a message, and here we sent one to them. Alrighty, so that covers the messaging. And let's just go back to our profile page to verify that we added the new appliance headphones. Here it is. And then we can delete it, and it shows that it's irreversible, and we say yes, and it's gone. And then we close out. And that basically covers the functionality, which is listing appliances, requesting appliances, messaging other users to coordinate the exchange, editing your info, deleting appliances that you no longer need, or closing requests that you no longer wish to get the appliance for. And at the end, we can log out and bring us back to the profile page. I will show the account creation process briefly. Here it is, and I'm gonna do demo 3 as my username. I'm gonna enter a password, demo 3 at UWM. Oh, this is where you select the location. We're going to do Sandburg North, floor 25. So this will allow us to create. Oh, someone already used this email, see? So now we need to make sure no one has used it. So let's use demo 4. And we created our account. No, we do not want to save the password. So that covers the general functionality of the app and what it was meant to do. Finally, here are some key takeaways from this project. There were no similar applications that we found, and this is why we decided to work on this project for our capstone. And the scope of this particular project was the Sandburg dorms at UW Milwaukee. So, and this brings about the potential expansion features that we could incorporate given more time or funding. Image storage is expensive, and the time allotted for this capstone did not allow us to complete this. But one of the main things we could do is add image uploads for appliances, as well as profile image uploads. Another important part that could be expanded on is integrate this app to be available to other campuses and have their dorm building names and their floors, and just expand the access of this application. We also do not have an administrator functionality in the terms of that there is no one to moderate the activity, and this would be an important feature that could be added. And we could add automatic detection of profanity or other undesirable content, especially if the image functionality was implemented, where accounts would be suspended or content would be deleted if something inappropriate was detected. And this wraps up the presentation for Appliance Hub, which is for students to exchange small appliances they might not have. Thank you for coming to this presentation,